Hello everyone, so I thought I'd finally get round to doing a review for this helmet since I've had it for a little while. It's the Review MSX1 rear view helmet, and I want to give you my overall impressions so far with it. Now, as you can see, I've picked the red graphic for the helmet, which I think looks really nice. I think they've done a good job with the design on it. You've got the white, red and black, and then you've got kind of this carbon effect panel going along as well. You've also got you can just about see it says Review along there, and it's like a stripes along the top there with the carbon in between, and it's the same on this side as well. And this is what it looks like from the front. As you can see, you've got two vents. You've got one on the chin and one on the top as well. In terms of airflow through the helmet, these work perfectly fine, but I actually keep them closed as it's not been hot enough to really have them open since I've had the helmet. I would say the helmet is probably quite a warm helmet. I think a lot of people have said that in other reviews. So it would be perfectly fine through winter. One thing I have noticed though is at higher speeds you do get a bit of a whistle coming through. I'm not sure if it's from a gap in the vents or something, but really that's just a minor thing. The visor system is pretty quick and easy to use. I'll show you how it works. So you want to lift the visor up to its top level, and then there's this little tiny plastic tab here. You just pull that and it'll loosen it off, and then you want to do that the same on the other side, and then that then just unclips. To put it back on again, you basically just do the same thing in reverse. So you want to line up the visor with the hole and then push it in. Same on the other side, like that. And then you've got this little tiny plastic tab here, this little clear plastic one. You want to pull the tab and make sure that goes in behind the black plastic mechanism there. And the same on the other side, like that. And then your visor should open and close like that, very easily. I did actually ask the company about the different visors they do for the helmet. This is the clear visor which comes standard with it, and you can get a replacement or a spare for about £25, which I think is a pretty good price for a visor. And for a couple of quid more you can actually get a dark tinted visor. They also do a blue one and a mirrored one as well. As you can see here, I've got the mount for the drift camera and its microphone wire here. I've got that wired in just behind the cheek pad here, and the mic is actually just under the breath deflector, comes out just there, and that works really well. It does a really good job actually blocking out loads of wind noise compared to my previous helmet. The actual liner inside the helmet is really nice. It's really soft and comfortable. You can tell it's very good quality, the way it's been made. The helmet also has this chin curtain, which is a nice feature that my previous helmet didn't have, which is really nice quality as well. It's the same material as the rest of it. Personally, I still do get a bit of wind up in front of my face and onto my eyes, but I think it does definitely help prevent some of it. The cheek pads and liner in this helmet are nice and easy to take out if you need to. They're just on poppers like most other helmets are. This helmet also has a ratchet strap fastening instead of a double D-ring, which my old helmet had. The main thing that I like about this is that it's so easy just to take off even with your gloves on. Now I have found a bit of a problem with this ratchet strap on the helmet, and I've let the people at the company know about it. But basically, to get it tight enough on my chin so that I can't pull it off, physically pull it off, I've had to adjust the strap the furthest it can go, and then that leaves you've got loads of strap left over. And one thing they suggested was that you could cut it off and just burn the end so that it didn't fray, but what I've actually done is I've also tucked it in behind the cheek pad, and it's stayed in there no problem, so that's not become an issue anymore. The actual vision system is quite a good concept, I think, and I found that once it's set up correctly for you, you do get used to it quite quickly. You can adjust it by rotating it slightly, like this. And also you get this little tool, and you can put it in here and actually lower it or put it higher like that, so it suits everybody's different eye lines. So the way it works is very similar to the sort of thing like a periscope, where you've got your mirror here and then a load of other mirrors that run along the top, so you're able to see out the back. For me personally, it did take a little bit of time to get used to it, because I struggled to get it in the right position, and I think that was possibly to do with the fit issue that I had, which I'll go into later. But yeah, basically what I do have to do is, as I'm going along, if I want to see fully up the road, I do have to very slightly just tilt my head a little bit further forward, and then I can fully see up the road. But it's just something I've got used to doing. Now that I've had it for a little while, I'm actually a lot more used to it, and I do find that the best place for it, I think, is in town. When you've got a lot more vehicles about, you can see what's going on behind you, who's coming up by the side of you. Also, if you're riding in a group as well, you can keep an eye on the people behind you, which is really good. When I'm riding around the rural country roads around here, I find I'm not using it nowhere near as much. But yeah, it's definitely, if you live in a town or you do a lot of commuting in towns and cities, this is definitely a really, really good concept. I also find actually at night it's really good, because you can really clearly see headlights in the back, and they're not dazzling at all. I do find though that if the sun is low and shining in from the front, I find it really hard to see anything from it. I mean, possibly if you had the tinted visor, that might really help with that issue. Now I would say the fit of this helmet is quite round, and because of that I wouldn't say this helmet is the most ideal fit for my head, as my head's quite narrow. But they do lots of different options that you can do for it. You can have smaller liner, bigger cheek pads, etc. And they will help you if you contact them to get the right fit. Basically, I measured in at a extra small, so I've got the extra small cheek pads. They did also send the small cheek pads and liner just in case that was too tight, but it wasn't, so I left it in. What I found was that I was getting wind blowing up and around my ears. It felt like there was quite a big space between my ears and the helmet itself. It didn't feel like it was snug, so I contacted them again, and they sent me a extra small race liner, which is a firmer material, which is the top bit in there. This is the old one that I've taken out, this is the extra small liner from the top. It's basically exactly the same, but the material is a bit thicker and it's a lot more firmer. And it basically holds my head in much more securely and's definitely helped to reduce that wind noise around the ears, so that's a good thing. But other than that, I would say the only other bigger issue for me is the weight of it. Obviously, because the system's in it, it's a bit of a heavier helmet. It says 1,600 plus 50, and obviously I've got my camera on the side as well, which adds more weight as well. But when you're going along, I find that I don't notice it, other than if it's really, really windy. You can feel it pulling on your neck quite a bit, especially because my bike doesn't have a screen. But when you're stood still, that's when you can really notice it. I find that my neck aches very quickly if I'm stood around with it on for a while. I think that's the main thing for me about the helmet, is that I wish it was a little bit lighter. I've actually got my old helmet here so you can see the two in comparison. This is my old one. It's KBC Force RR or something like that. It's basically a cheap helmet that I had from years and years ago. I think it cost about 60 quid. But you can instantly tell the difference in quality. This is so much nicer than this. From everything from the visor system to the liner inside, and just how it's made. You can tell this is a lot cheaper. Even the little, I don't know what they were, like little air vent things at the side, they've actually broken off. There used to be plastic covers over the sides of those, and they've broken off. So in terms of quality, definitely a 10 out of 10 for that. Size wise, compared to my old helmet, the Review is bigger in height and width. And I also noticed straight away that the eye port is narrower, and that did take a little while to get used to, because I didn't feel like I had as much vision, especially because you've got the mirror here, which takes up a little bit of that as well. But the added benefit of this, the mirror, is because when the sun is actually low, it does block that little bit more out, which is helpful if you haven't got the tinted visor on it. So yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover on the helmet. As I say, overall, the quality of it, the style of it is brilliant, and the customer service from the company is excellent. The main downsides for me are the weight of it, and that personally it's a bit round for my head, but in general it's a really good helmet, and I would definitely recommend it, especially to anybody who lives in a city or a busy town, because it's just that extra little bit of safety that's really, really useful. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If you've got any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye! And as you can see, you've got the two vents. You've got one on the chin here. Oh god, I can't even open it. I can't even open it. Try again, take two. Why can't I open that? It shouldn't be difficult. As you can see, you've got the two vents. You've got one on the chin here, which, ooh, it won't open. What's up with you? I don't know why I can't do it. It's like that, that's how easy it is. And as you can see, it's got two vents, one on the chin here, which opens like that. Not. Try again. So this is what it looks like from the front, and as you can see, it's got two vents. Oh.